Good morning. Let's get moving. We're going to start in child's pose. So sit back on your heels, big toes touching. Bring your knees out about as wide as your mat and reach forward. There's nothing I love more than a good child's pose. First thing in the morning, stretch out that stiffness in the low back, in the hips, in the shoulders. If you'd like to put a little rock into it, you can. Maybe roll your forehead across the mat. Maybe come up onto your fingertips and dip one shoulder down at a time. Just notice where those areas of stiffness are without judging anything, just observing. And then engage your low belly and let's tune into that ujjayi breath, that deep ocean-sounding breath, that breath that guides us through our practice, that we stay connected with throughout. Inhale, really stretch a little further with the arms. And then exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right arm across your chest and under the left arm. Keeping your chest squared to the mat though, and keeping that left shoulder bumped down. You can bring your right hand to face up towards the ceiling or to roll down to touch the floor. You can keep your forehead on the mat, or you could look to the left and bring your right temple to the mat. Whatever feels good here. We're wanting to get a nice big stretch in the right shoulder and across the upper back. We'll take one more deep breath here. And then we'll bring the right arm back out in front. Take an inhale here, reach a little longer. And then on your exhale, left arm now, we'll thread the needle under the right. Playing around with what feels good here with your forehead on the mat or your left temple on the mat, your left palm up or down. Whatever you did on the other side may not be what feels the best on this side. Just keep your chest squared, keep your right shoulder down. And we'll take one more deep breath. Bringing that left arm back out in front. Take a big inhale. And then on your exhale, let's come up into a tabletop, setting up for some cat-cow. So you want to stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Your fingers are spread out wide, and there's a little bit of an outward rotation of the hands there. On your inhale, hammock the spine, reach the tailbone up, pull your chest forward, look up. Exhale, push the ground away, pull the belly in, tuck your chin, and look towards your belly button. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Being very mindful of matching the breath with your movement. Nice fluid motion here with the movement. Nice fluid breath. No pauses with any of it. After that second one, we'll come back with a neutral spine. And then tuck your toes, lift your hips. Come into downward dog. Your first downward dog here, feel free to pedal the heels and just sort of loosen up the backs of the legs, the low back a little more. Pressing into the heel of the hand to try to get your chest closer to your thighs, lifting through the hips. Totally fine to have the knees bent if you need to in your downward dog. Trying to melt your heels down towards the mat. If they're not touching the mat, that's fine. Pressing them towards the mat though, feeling that stretch in the back of the legs. On your next inhale, slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. And let's take a shoulder rinse. So keep your feet hip width apart. Bend your knees so that you can rest your chest and thighs down on top of your thighs, and then reach back for a grip with your hands. And lift your arms away from your body. If you're flexible in the shoulders, then you're going to be able to allow gravity to pull the arms for you, and you can relax into this a bit. If you're not very flexible in the shoulders, then you're having to use your strength to lift the arms and get that stretch. One more deep breath here. Release your grip. And we'll heel toe the feet together to touch. Take a soft bend in the knees and inhale, circle sweep up the arms, moving right into sun salutations. Exhale, fold forward. Belly pulls in, round over your legs. Tuck your chin. Inhale, lengthen your spine, chest and gaze forward, shoulders back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank and lower yourself down, either all the way or to a hover. And we'll inhale to cobra or upward dog. And then exhale, press back into downward dog, taking a couple breaths here. Take an inhale. On your exhale, prepare. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and look forward. And then on the inhale, walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat and lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up to standing, looking up, reaching up, looking back slightly. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, and lower yourself down. Again, to all the way or to a hover. And then inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, then back into downward dog, holding for a couple breaths. Still keeping that outward rotation of the hands and the arms, just like I said in our tabletop. Want to try to roll the shoulders down the back. Let's take an inhale here. Prepare on the exhale. On your inhale, come forward and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to standing. Let's do it again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take it back and lower yourself down with control. Elbows in tight, belly in tight. Inhale, up, and exhale back. Settle into your downward dog. Take 2 breaths here. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. And inhale, forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Going right into sun B's. Inhale, sink your hips into chair. Reach your arms up high. And then exhale, fold. Very important to stay connected with your breath in these. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back and down. We're letting our breath tell us when to move. Inhale up and exhale back. At the bottom of that exhale, turn your left heel in. Then we'll inhale the right foot forward up to warrior 1. Exhale, then plant your hands. Step yourself back to plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. Now we're turning the right heel in. Inhale the left foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, downward dog. Taking a couple breaths here now. Inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Inhale, forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink the hips, reach the arms up. Let's do another one. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine, chest and gaze forward. Exhale, Take it back, lower down. Inhale it up, exhale it back. Turning the left heel in, inhale your right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, step back, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog, turning the right heel in. Then inhale the left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, step back and down. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Take a couple breaths here. Inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Inhale forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink your hips, reach your arms up. And then exhale, come to standing mountain pose. Take a breath here. We're going to separate our feet hip width apart for Artichondrasana. This is a modified version of half moon. So inhale your arms up, cross your thumbs and keep your hands facing forward. Your arms are in line with your ears. Take an inhale, lengthen, lift up, and then exhale, squeeze the belly, squeeze the ribs, and bend to the right. Bump your left hip out. When we have our feet separated, it's a little more accessible. So you might find that you're coming down a little lower than when you have your feet together. Take one more breath here. Inhale up, reach up, lengthen, and exhale over to the other side. Bump your right hip out. Keep your belly tight. Keep your shoulders and hips squared to the front of your mat. One more breath. Inhale, come up. We'll bring our hands to heart center for our back bend. Again, this is a little more accessible with the feet hip width apart. You feel more stable. So you might notice that you're able to come back further than usual. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, root down strongly through the feet and start to go back. You want your quads to be very, very strong here. And then once you go as far back as you can, your glutes are holding you in place. Little sips of air. Go ahead and inhale to come back up slowly. And exhale, fold forward. Just hang here. 2 more deep breaths. Take a soft bend in the knees and inhale, circle sweep up the arms. Exhale, hands through heart center. We're going to come into tree. So keep your left foot planted and bring your right foot to the inside of that left leg. Nothing major here with that right leg. We're not going to bring it into half lotus because we're going to move back into warrior 3 shortly. So you want to be able to move that right leg easily. You want to stay lifted up out of that left hip. That left leg is very strong, belly engaged, shoulders down the back, nice tall spine. Reach your arms straight up, spread the fingers wide, and then you're going to bring that left or right leg back behind you. Chest comes down towards the ground. Keep your right leg flexed, your right foot flexed, sorry. Keep your belly tight, keep the standing leg strong, keep reaching with those arms in front of you. And we'll release. Just bring right foot to meet the left, arms to your side, take a breath. Hands to heart center again, and bring that left foot now to the inside of the right leg. Staying lifted up out of that right hip. We don't want to dump into the right hip and have that hip cocked out to the side. Push strongly into that right leg and lift. Reach your arms straight up, and then you're going to exhale, bringing your torso down, and the left leg lifts. Try to come down as low as you can with the torso and lift the left leg as high as you can. Belly tight, left foot flexed, reach in opposite directions here. And then we'll come back up to standing, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Inhale, circle sweep up the arms, reach, stretch, exhale, pull the belly in and fold, rounding the spine. Inhale, halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step yourself back to plank and hold your plank. Push into your hands. If you need to drop your knees and modify, go for it. We're going to hold this plank here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down slowly to the mat, all the way down. Bring your arms to either side of your body. Palms are down, touching the floor. Chin to the mat. We're going to separate our legs, hip width apart, and we're going to do some reverse sit-ups. So you're going to keep your low body glued to the mat to help lift your upper body up. Exhale out all of your air, push your low body down, and then inhale, lift your chest, your arms, your head, and exhale down. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. Inhale, lift, exhale down. And we'll do 2 more. Work with your breath here. After those 2, you'll bring your arms straight out like airplane wings. Bring your legs together unless you have low back issues. Keep your legs hip width apart. Exhale out all of your air. Inhale into full locust, lifting upper body and lower body together. Lifting the legs up higher. Lifting the shoulders and arms up higher. And release. Take a breath. We'll come into floor bow now. So you're going to bend your knees and reach back for the outside of your feet, just below your toes. Then work your knees back towards one another. They don't have to be touching, but you just want to get them closer to each other. Once you kick up into this, your knees will separate a bit. So you want to start with them as close as possible. Push your hip bones down towards the mat and really feel that stretch in your quads. Exhale. Inhale, begin to kick into your grip. As you do so, it pulls your upper body back. And then you want to rock forward onto the soft part of your belly, lifting those knees up away from the mat as much as you can. Kick really hard into your grip. Relax your shoulders. Look up. And we'll release. And press back into a lazy child's pose. So you're going to keep your knees together here for this. Rest your chest on your thighs. Bring your forehead down to the mat. And just allow your arms to rest to the side of your body. Take 2 more nice deep breaths. And then very carefully bring yourself back up and let's sit on our mat. We're going to take a twist here. So left leg under, your right ankle will cross and be in line with that left knee. If you're having a hard time keeping your hips, both hips down on the mat, then bring this left leg straight out in front of you for your twist. We'll bring our right hand behind us to help sit up very tall, lifting the chest. Inhale, reach that left arm up, and exhale, turn towards the right side of the room and hook your arm on the outside of that right knee. Try to rotate your thumb down towards the mat and reach for that knee in front of you. Then take an inhale to lift, lengthen. Exhale, twist it on around, looking over that back shoulder as much as you can, even if it's just with your eyeballs. Keeping your right hand into the mat for support here. If you don't need that support, you can reach that right hand back for a bind. Move with your breath here. And twisting on around on your exhales. One more breath. Go ahead and release your twist and switch. So right leg will be under now, whether it's bent or straight, and your left ankle crosses over and touches that right knee. So you don't want to bring the foot too far back. You want that ankle in line with the knee. Left hand behind you to help you sit up really tall. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, turn towards the left side of the room. Hook your arm, rotate that thumb down towards the mat and reach for your knee if you can. And then with that grip, inhale, lengthen more. Exhale, twist on around. Keeping the belly tight. Keeping the chest lifted. Try to broaden the collarbones and bring the shoulders down the back. We'll take one more breath here. And release. We'll come to a seat to finish off with some alternate nostril breathing. So this breath is great really for any time of the day. It helps to balance the hemispheres of your brain, so it calms you as well as makes you alert and aware. So it's the breath equivalent of coffee, except I guess coffee doesn't calm you unless you're me. I can go take a nap right after I drink a pot of coffee. But we're going to, so when we start this breath, you might notice that one side of your nose is a little stuffier than the other, and that's just telling you which side of your brain is working and which side isn't as much. So as you go through this, the goal is to have both nostrils then, by the end of this, to be clear and open. And so you want to do this as long as time allows this morning for you, but at the very least do it until you notice that clearing of both sides. So to start, you're going to take your right two peace fingers and place them at your brow bone. You're going to be using your right thumb to work the right nostril and your ring finger to work the left nostril. We'll close the right side and we'll take a big inhale through the left. And then we'll close the left and take an exhale out of the right. And then an inhale. Switch to the left and take an exhale. Then inhale. Inhale. Switch left, exhale. Inhale. Continue onto the right side. Continue going here. It's an exhale and then an inhale on each side. It's that same ujjayi breath, that deep ocean-sounding breath. Close your eyes, settle into it, and stay with this breath for at least a few minutes if you can. About 10 rounds of this at the very least. And when you're ready to be finished, you'll just exhale to finish on that right side, and then you will have completed a full round. Have a great day. Namaste.